like Breaking Bad, and they make Better Call Saul, and they go back and they make. I never saw Breaking Bad because I have to commit to a TV series, and I can only do one at a time because I don't want to just sit there and watch TV. And I couldn't do Breaking Bad, and I didn't want to dabble. But Better Call Saul, I went back and watched that, and it was just amazing. It's an amazing show. It's Shakespeare on TV.
Katie and I we DVR almost all of our shows, and we watch them when we have time to watch them. And so some shows we watch more than others. Some are more timely, whether it's a comedy show that's it's based on something happening that week. We should probably watch it that night so it's not stale. So we still have, 5 or 6 episodes of one particular show on our DVR that we'll get to as, now that the shows are wrapping up and we have there's nothing new on. But every fall we go through the schedule and see new shows. Oh, that looks interesting. That looks interesting. And sometimes we just don't have time to add another show into our repertoire until it's a hit 3 seasons later. And then we're like, well, do we sit down and watch it all summer? How do we get into this? Is it too late to get into it?
Right. How do you break into the dance?
Right.
Because it's in the middle.
We got to The Sopranos a little late to the game. We watched Boardwalk Empire when that was on. That was a great show. And, she has some shows that she watches herself, and I have some that I watch myself. But generally speaking, we like a good sitcom or a good old fashioned something to just take your mind off the day.
You have your common ground, and then you each have your stuff where the other one wonders, like, how can they watch that?
Well, I know she can watch it. She finds certain shows like The Bachelor and those shows interesting because. I don't know if it's the gentleman on the show or not. I don't want to speak for her, but what was interesting is Katie is the type of person where if she wants to watch it, she wants to watch it right then and there. If it's a show she really likes, Scandal was a show of her that just went off there. It was one of her favorites. She had to watch it while it was on.
Right.
And so she started binge watching it in the middle of a campaign one year, and I didn't have time. I said, why don't you wait? We'll watch season 1 together. Wait a couple weeks. And she got hooked and she started watching without me. I'm like, well, I'm not going to watch a season 1 by myself to get caught up to you. So that became her show, and she went off with it. Same with Lost. She'd watch it every night. That was on, and I was out working, and I didn't get a chance to get into it because she couldn't. She said, I can't wait for you. Sorry.
I remember she'd have Scandal parties because you couldn't talk to her if you had to talk to her about a story during that time because she had a Scandal party.
Yep. Every Thursday night she would go over to our friend's house and one of my committee people actually, and the two of them would hang out and watch.
There's something to be said for that though, because I think DVRs kind of ruin things because I binge watch things, but I think that you need that week in there to digest it and talk about it and stuff rather than just absorbing a season. Absolutely.
And there are certain shows that we watch the night, maybe not the time it's on, but we watch that night because we want to make sure it's the Goldbergs is one of our favorite shows. So we watch that night. There's a show on IFC called Brockmire with Hank Azaria, which I highly recommend it. If you don't mind some vulgarity, it is an hysterical show.
I like vulgarity.
So it's certainly worth watching. And
you ever watch Longmire?
Longmire? No.
Yeah, it's a good show.
What show? What's that?
It's off now. It was a sheriff in the middle of the country, but it was a really well written show, really deep plot, and I
like good writing, and that's being married to a writer. You have to have good writing for it to be a good show.
Longmire, Firefly.
Firefly was a good show.
Firefly was one of the best things. And the only thing I think that's up to that quality nowadays is Better Call Saul.
Okay. I'll have to give that one a try too, actually.
And it's because it really is, when you watch it, it's really they're cleverly sneaking Shakespeare in on us.
Okay.
Like Looney Tunes introduced us all to classical music.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how they snuck in classical music on us.
I'll have to check it out. My as I said, The Simpsons was my all-time number one. There's no 1A. But a second place would be The West Wing because the writing on that show was phenomenal. Aaron Sorkin wrote a very good show, and of course, obviously, having a love of politics got me interested in it. But Katie could watch it, even though she has no interest in politics. She could watch it and enjoy the storylines.
Well, when we have time constraints on the FCC show, and when we go beyond those, we have a conversation like I had. If you listen to the conversation I had with Chester County DA, we just went over, and I lost track of time. So we have to do what I call Sorkinizing it, and that's when they compress it and they speed up. So our responses are much more, they take the spaces out, it's back and forth. And we seem much smarter because there's no gaps.
Right.
There's no, and
there's no dead air, yeah.
And But yeah, that was a well-written show where everybody was smart, and intelligence is sexy.
It was smart, but it didn't make you feel dumb. That was the best part. And I think a lot of people thought of it as a smart show. It meant that they weren't as smart, when in reality it was a smart show and it had a lot of inane jokes.
And my last thing I have for you is I have a slight quiz.
Okay.
5 questions.
Okay. I feel like Craig Kilborn here. Okay.
Our random topic is penguins.
So random.
Yeah. We pulled from our bag of topics. What do penguins eat?
They eat
fish.
Lasagna?
Whale dung?
Okay.
Manatees or krill and squid?
I always just said fish. I did not know all of that.
Krill and squid.
There you go.
An Adelie penguin makes its home out of sticks, weeds, branches, or pebbles.
Pebbles.
You are correct, sir.
Yes.
The smallest penguin is the little blue, the petite, the wee penguin, or I can't read the last thing I wrote.
So it's not that one. The blue.
Correct again, sir. The largest penguin is giant penguin, mammoth penguin, prince penguin, or emperor penguin.
Emperor.
You're not involved in this.
Oh.
Well, I was going to say emperor, so.
Okay, emperor. And where do penguins live? North Pole, South Pole, Australia, or Florida?
South Pole.
You are correct again. And you did better than your wife. You did better than your wife on the penguin quiz.
Oh, she's not going to be happy about that.
She's not going to be happy about that at all. That was the trick. There's a no-win situation.
See, I think what happens is when her and I go visit the penguins, she's so enamored by how adorable they are, and she's just looking at them. And I guess I was absorbing all of the facts about them in the background. So
no, it's like I think. Like you said, you're practical. It's like this thing eats half of its weight every day. It's going to be a mess here if we get one of these things. And she just sees like a unicorn.
Yeah, I just keep telling her our house is not zoned for penguin habitat. And so far, the R2 residential zoning in Upper Merion does not allow for penguins, so I'm safe for there. So,
but you beat her on a penguin quiz.
I will tell. I don't know if I'll tell her that. I'll let her wait to listen to the show and let her find out on her own.
She did very bad on it, but she knows she loves them.
She does love them.
She loves them in a creepy take one hostage way.
Yeah, luckily she's not actually done that yet. Although I've been worried a couple times when she was going to cover for a story, and I'm like, maybe I should go with you. Just
well, come on, we both know if you heard 2 penguins are missing from the zoo, you go.
I did suspect her, but I feel like she would have brought them home. I would have noticed them around the house.
Yeah, when you go to take a shower or something.
Or the extra krill and squid laying around the house.
Yeah.
Honey, is there something you want to tell me?
Yeah, all the Amazon shopping carts filled with krill and squid.
Right.
Dead giveaway.
Right.
And penguin litter.
Yes. And honey, why is it 55 degrees in here all day long?
But thank you very much.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
And it was a pleasure. Hit the button, Russell.